welcome to this edition of DCU Tonight. I'm your host, Rock Var, here in the living room with Hippolyta Kent, hanging out, playing some DCUO, and we're getting ready to talk about a lot of happenings in both DCUO and DC Comics and DC TV, so thanks for joining us. This week, I guess, we have a lot going on. So a lot of new DC TV coming back. We've got, of course, Supergirl happening tonight. We're leading into the show. We've got Flash this week, so it's all happening again. There's going to be a lot to talk about in the world of DC TV. So we'll have a lot more shows and a lot more content. But I think the next one we're going to do will be Friday because there's so much to watch and so many spoilers that people don't want to know. We'll just wait till it's all wrapped up and then do like a end of week wrap up where we go through all the DC TV that's happened and talk about some stuff. We'll talk about Supergirl tonight. We won't be talking about the new episode obviously because it hasn't aired yet. So we're going to be going through last week's episode a little bit and kind of giving some opinions on that and talking about some discrepancies that popped up in the episode. It's kind of getting weird. I know we had a situation where a few months ago or a month ago they had to swap the order of a couple episodes, but that shouldn't have really been affecting what we saw last week, and I don't know, something was just off with that. But we'll get to that in the second portion of the show. The first thing we're going to do is talk about DCUO and the PC PlayStation merge that's getting ready to happen. Just if you haven't done it already, if you're a person who's got a ton of alts and you haven't logged into those alts in quite some time, that you do that now because we're getting ready to, I'm sure part of what they're doing is the name change issue that's going to come up because of the merge. Different characters, on different servers have the same name, and so to get around that, they're going to be checking out your tunes, checking on last login date, frequency of logins, I would guess, might be. I don't think that's a thing, but your last login date's important. You have to have logged in the last 90 days. Beyond that, they're going to look at how much money the tune has spent or has been spent on the account as far as membership or purchasing items from the marketplace. And then the third thing that they're going to look at is the age of the tune, so when it was created. If it's a pretty much toss up on the other two things, it's going to come down to who had the name first, and then the other player is going to get an underscore PS or an underscore PC after their name. So if you don't want to be that person, I would suggest you, and I'm saying this kind of jokingly, I would suggest you go spend money on your tunes, and I would suggest that you log in at least on all of your alts. And I want to talk a little bit about, or get into a little bit, or question a little bit about how that affects both sides. Because I know, a lot of the YouTubers out there are PC players. There's a lot of them that are also PlayStation players, but a lot of people play on the PC side that are prominent in the community, I guess I should say. And those players also play PlayStation, but one thing about it is most of them play PC as well, at least. So it's a smaller group over there. When you look at the numbers that they gave us from right after they made the announcements on Kinda Funny, if you look at the numbers, there are by far more PlayStation players at this point, or at least it appears that way. Those could be people that are also, on the PC. That could very well be. But from just an outsider looking in, it looks as though there's just going to be way more PlayStation players. So the merge on our side, isn't really going to be all that noticeable, I don't think. As far as we're going to notice that huge of a change, there will be a change, but not that huge of a change. Now, the Task Force X thing, almost every mission we've been going in for the past 2 weeks has been Task Force X. So playing with the villains has definitely boosted our speed as far as getting into instances quicker when you go in queue or if you're just pugging. So I would imagine the PC is going to help that even more. But on their side, I'm guessing it's going to be a huge change because that's a smaller group of people. It's a smaller community. They're more tight-knit, I'm guessing. And so now there's just going to be an overwhelming amount of PlayStation players in the mix as far as their queues are concerned. So I'm guessing that their queue times are going to go up drastically. Like, they're going to get much, much faster for those people that are used to playing on PC. I don't know. I can just be talking out of my butt here, and probably am, because I haven't played on the PC side in years. I don't remember the queue times seeming slow back then, but there's been a lot of complaint about that in the past. So hopefully, with the merge with the PC and the PlayStation servers, we will see quicker queue times all around, I'm guessing. As far as communication is concerned, I also think it's going to be much better, because now we have the ability to interact with a lot of these people that we've seen playing. A lot of the YouTubers that are PC only, a lot of the Twitch streamers that are PC only, PlayStation, we will be able to interact with those people now moving forward a lot better. So I'm excited about that, because there are a lot of Twitch players or Twitch streamers that only do PC, and now they're going to get to play. They'll be able to broadcast DC Universe Online, and talk to a huge amount of people that they haven't been able to reach out to necessarily before. I think that's going to be phenomenal for them, and I can't wait to see it happen. So starting next week, we're going to be playing with PC players. That's fast. That's you blink your eye and we'll be there. So I don't know how they're doing the name merge then. They must already have, maybe they're pre-setting that up or something. I wonder when the final check on that is going to be. I don't know. I wish they would say something about that. I mean, I don't have to worry about it, because I only have 16 characters and I've logged into all of them very recently. But there are people who have not and have like 40-some characters. I don't know, maybe those folks who I'm thinking of already have, but now I'm not scared at all. It's just I didn't realize it was that quick, and that announcement just happened. So devs over at DCUO are working fast, and I also haven't seen anything yet put on to the forums about episode 21, because that's supposed to be Legends of Tomorrow, and Legends of Tomorrow starts this week. So I don't know if maybe we'll get an announcement. Tomorrow's Tuesday, and a lot of times that's when they do announcements, so maybe we'll hear something about that being on the test server, because I can't wait to see footage of what that's going to look like. You're not really interested. Yeah, the Atom, we haven't seen Atom yet, have we, in the game? I don't think so. So that'll be new. I have no idea. So anyway, moving on to the next portion of our show, we're talking about, of course, DC TV, and we'll get on over to DCComics.com shortly and talk about what's going on their page. But as of right now, the only thing that we've gotten for the past couple of weeks has been Supergirl. So there's really not much else to go into. Friday, I'll have a ton of stuff to talk about when it comes to DC TV. For this part of the show, I'm going to turn over here to our beautiful sitting area. This was our gift for 5 years of DCUO. When they did the 5-year anniversary, they gave out the poster behind me. I've got 3 because I have 3 tunes, but so that was a thank you to members for playing the game, and we appreciate it because it's awesome. I've got like 6 more of them from alts that I've given to myself, and I'm gonna do something in here to make it even more awesome. I don't know. I'm gonna combine the pictures and do something crazy to make it look cool. But anyway, we had Supergirl this past week. We haven't had much of anything else in DC TV for a while. But watching Supergirl, we just watched it last night, so we'd be caught up on it. And it was confusing. I don't know how else to say that. I was confused. I guess there's been a little bit of a time lapse since the last time we watched the show, so it's just been some time. But I could have swore that it was pretty much just out there that Cat Grant knew Supergirl was Supergirl, that Kara was Supergirl. And then all of a sudden that didn't become the case, and I was utterly confused by that. So I went back and I watched the last 10 minutes of the previous episode, in which Kat had confronted Kara about being Supergirl, and I guess she didn't really just say that she was. She just didn't really say anything. She just kind of geeked out and got a phone call and left. And I don't know. I guess I just at that point felt like that was an admission, that she was saying, yeah, that's Kat had caught her in a number of things, and that's that. She's Supergirl. But then we come into this next episode, and all of a sudden we're back to she's denying it and not doing a very good job of it. And it didn't feel right to me the way that it was done. It felt like they put it out there and then they retracted it. And I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if this episode was written well enough beforehand that it was already set this way, or if this was a complete retraction. I have no idea. It seemed like a retraction. It seemed to me like they were letting the secret come out, and then they decided that's not going to be a good idea for for the rest of the show. We need to keep the secret from Kat, at least, because at that point Kat Grant knows the secret. She's the queen of all social media, she says. So, it's kind of like, how secret is it at that point? Is it going to be kept? We don't know. So, but you've got that. We've got more fighting with Non happening. Feels to me a lot like Non's being, the Zod's being replaced by Non. But again, they can't really use Zod. So, but all in all, good fight scenes, super good flying. Like, I love, especially the way the guy who plays Non does it. He's really got the landing down pat, but the takeoff is horrible. That was awful, but that's not all his fault. But no, it was a good episode. We saw, outside of the confusion of whether Kara is Kara or Kara is Kara or whatever, we have a very confusing scene at the end where spoiler alert, she finalizes this whole thing with Kat as far as whether she's Supergirl or not, because she's at work and Supergirl shows up, and it's Martian Manhunter shape-shifting. And there's a really awesome scene after the fact where he exposes to her that that's what was happening. He shape-shifts from Supergirl to Martian Manhunter, then to Hank Henshaw, and it looks super sweet. That was really well done. But the whole thing is Supergirl and Kara get to be side by side at the same time and place. They shake hands, they talk to each other, and then Cat Grant, completely can't deny that these are two separate people at this time. But as they're leaving, Supergirl, there's this awkward moment where Supergirl is kind of exiting the conversation and leaving, and Cat Grant says Kara as though to say goodbye to her, and then Kara says something to Kat, and Kat calls her Kira. And I have no idea where that would have come from. I didn't see any point in the episode where, Supergirl may have said, my name's Kara Zor-El. I have no idea how that came into play, and that was very confusing, and I hope that I'm going to go back and rewatch that episode, and I'm hoping that after watching tonight's episode, it makes more sense. But Supergirl to start tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I'm trying to get kind of to the point of wrapped up before it comes on, because I don't want to compete to it, but I did want to kind of lead into it. So we've still got about 12 minutes. If you're listening to this, hopefully you're watching after the fact, because the show will be up on YouTube, and you can, kind of catch the rest of it there. But my sole purpose was I wanted to make sure to get out there and talk about the world for a lot of people, and I opinions from both sides on how players think that's going to work, or how it's going to affect you or not affect you, or negatively or positively or whatever. And if you want to really get into detail and talk about that, go to the forums at DCUniverseOnline.com. If you're joining us on the show here before Supergirl, it starts in probably about 10 minutes now. You can still get over to KryptonSite.com and join the pre-episode countdown. They do a countdown there where people just log in and you just keep counting down until the show starts, and then they do an episode discussion during the show where you can talk and talk about what's going on at that exact moment with the other folks out there who are also enjoying the program. And then, of course, you can go into the episode discussion forum there and talk about all the episodes of Supergirl. So that is at KryptonSite.com or KSite TV, however you want to find it. You can Google both and it'll take you there. But you also want to get over to DCComics.com and check out this week's pull list. So we're going to go there right now. We're going to switch on over to DCComics.com. And they've got several things going on over here. There's a link here for a Supergirl set tour. Tour. That's really how you say it?
That's how you say it.
I know that's how I say it. I don't know how it's supposed to be said. Tour. And there you can check out a lot of photos that you probably haven't seen from the set of the show. So they've got photos of Kara's desk. They've got photos of Jimmy's office. They've got photos of Kat's office. They've got, a lot of different things from different angles than what you would normally see it on the show, so that you can get a feel that you're actually on the set. And that is the first link you'll find on the right-hand side of DCComics.com. Under that, they've got some stuff going on, a new trailer for Legends of Tomorrow that you can check out. We're super hyped about that show starting this Thursday. Of course, we've got New Flash tomorrow. The DC Comics pull list today is Poison Ivy Cycle of Life and Death #1. Goes on sale on the 20th. Batman #48 also goes on sale on the 20th. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman Trinity Deluxe Edition is available now. And that is the DC Comics pull list for this portion of the show. I don't know how often they update that thing. I think it's weekly. But all that and more can be found at DCComics.com. Be sure to check out DC Universe Online if you haven't played the game. It's free to play. So you can go to DCUniverseOnline.com, check out how things work there, and get yourself a free download of the game, play for free, or you can go to the PlayStation Store and download DC Universe Online, also free to play on the PlayStation format there. Soon to come to Xbox One this spring, DC Universe Online will be available for play on Xbox One. So for information on us, you can visit varnation.DCUO.com. That is the channel. The show is DCU Tonight. Please also visit our Patreon page if you can, patreon.com/varnation. And you can help support the show by clicking on the support button there to the right of the stream. So, well, guys, it's been awesome. We'll be back on again this Friday. I'll probably do some random streaming throughout the week, just gameplay stuff. But tonight, we have to get ready for Supergirl, and so do you. So, for Hippolyta Kent, this is Rock Var saying peace out.